That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. There is a sort of common theme, isn't there, running through all the leaders' speeches today, which is how lucky we've been to be part of this fantastic community at Nottingham High School. When I did my final assembly on Friday, I used the words, I've been exceptionally fortunate, and really, I suppose that's all I've got to say today. But I will say it to some length, so don't worry about it. I'm not going yet. It's only... I mean, I've been very fortunate in having the friendship with Les from all those years ago, and Les and Sue have always been fantastic friends and fantastically hospitable. But I've also been very, very fortunate in having some fantastic colleagues in the English department. And I'd like to say thank you to all of those who are here at the moment. It was great to see Will come back for this occasion. Thank you very much, Will, for travelling up from Epsom. But for everybody else in the English department, they've made this an absolutely fantastic week for me. I used to dread, really, really seriously dread, the idea of retirement. And I thought it would be awful. I always imagined the final few days leading up to this occasion would be appalling. I'd never be able to do it. And in fact, my colleagues have made this the most wonderful week, and I've been very touched by their generosity and by that of the boys as well. And also sitting in this room are some extraordinary friends, both within the department and outside. I can't go through all the names, but I've come out very lucky to have so many friends sitting in front of me now. They've shared their humour, their wisdom, their good sense. They've been such sympathetic listeners whenever I've needed advice or support. Now, of course, this has been particularly true in recent years, and I've been very, very touched how generous, how understanding, how sensitive so many people have been. And without the high school community, I can't imagine what the last 4 years would have been like, and I know my daughter Helena feels just the same. I'm going to be serious for a few moments, because I've been very fortunate, and in a way that is dying out. Les talked about, you know, about the kind of person I am, is becoming rarer. I was educated in an excellent school. I went to Oxford University, and I've been able to spend my whole life pursuing my passion, teaching literature to intelligent pupils at an excellent school, and going to more plays, concerts, operas than some people would think either healthy or sane. Now, this was not, in the slightest, the kind of life that I could have expected as a young child growing up in the 1950s and 60s. My parents had spent most of their childhoods in air raid shelters, living close to London. They both left school a month or two before their 14th birthdays. They had very little education, and they had to work very hard for very little reward all their lives. I may have grown up in a home with very few books, but I benefited from a grammar school system which allowed people like me to have a first-rate education free of charge. This school's ultimate aim of providing a first-rate education based on merit rather than parental income is a noble one, and one which deserves enthusiastic support. Certainly, if my education had depended upon parental income, I would not have spent the last 37 years doing what I have done. It was my inspirational teachers who suggested I apply to St John's College, Oxford. If you've ever seen Alan Bennett's The History Boys, you'll be familiar with the old system of staying on an extra term after A-levels. Much to my surprise, following a deeply dramatic interview, I went to Oxford, paying nothing for tuition and receiving a full grant covering all my living costs. My college also provided generous travel grants, which enabled me to travel abroad for the first time. Nowadays, by contrast, a typical 3-year undergraduate course costs about £52,000. And I find it very worrying when I think about the difference in economic circumstances between my good fortune at the age of 21, healthily solvent, with no debt of any kind, and former pupils who will be graduating from now on. I was also lucky to be taught in more relaxed times, when studying for exams took up far less of the available time. As I said last week, I've been exceptionally lucky to teach so many talented boys over the last 37 years. And I've been lucky that this school encourages not only pupils to develop their talents to the full, but staff as well. I've been enormously grateful not only for all the teaching opportunities I have been given, but for extraordinary opportunities outside the classroom too. For a book lover, there can be no greater gift than to be able to create a library from scratch. And because of the way our library has grown, I was able to supervise 3 separate developments, working with some highly enthusiastic and most professional librarians along the way. And I've enjoyed those plays. I even enjoyed some moments, well, a few, select moments of those junior plays that refers to. And it's at least possible that without my influence, one former student, Nick Pegg, without him, there might have been one fewer Dalek to terrorise the universe. And then there is the Art Society, and Kevin mentioned earlier, there's 630 events there have been. For someone like me, with an insatiable appetite for the arts, this really has been like a small boy working in a sweet shop. And I still remember the first year I organised it. The first 4 events were all at the Theatre Royal, and they all featured full frontal nudity, which of course did a lot to boost numbers of participants. And it caused one particularly earnest boy to ask me, without any trace of irony, whether it was the policy of the new society only for the 10 days in which characters removed all their clothes. Well, although I've been searching amongst the schedules ever since, I haven't been able to find another single one. And I'm very grateful to Kevin for allowing me to continue the Art Society beyond retirement. And I shall even more, than has been the case up till now, be reliant upon the help of all my colleagues to encourage boys to come along and, of course, to come along themselves. There is a shrinking market for serious music and drama these days, so the continuance of the Art Society cannot be guaranteed unless there is regular support from students and staff. Thank you very much for all your friendship and support over so many years. I shall need both those things to continue, of course, in the years ahead. I don't live very far away. I am going to be practicing my cake baking skills over the summer, and I hope many of you will come to sample my products in the future. And of course, I shall be coming into school to sell tickets for Art Society events. So it's very much, I hope, au revoir rather than adieu. And thanks again, and good luck for all the changes and challenges that lie ahead. Thank you.
It just falls to me just to say a final word. And following Les and William, I'll have to keep it very brief because I can't be anywhere near as good as they were. But I would like to just thank all of you. In my headmaster's prizes speech this year, I talked about the passion and compassion that lies at the heart of the school. We've seen in all of the people who are leading this year, and indeed all the people who joined us this year as well, and everybody else who's been here for a longer time, that passion is shown on a daily basis. And that's in the support staff, in the classroom, and on games, field, drama, music, and everywhere else as well. That's what makes this school so special, is that everybody, whatever job they're doing, gives their best all of the time. And I very, very much appreciate that, as I know the government do. So thank you all for that. The other side of that equation is the compassion. I know how much support you all give for each other, and to all of the students. And that is such an important part of the school as well. It lies at the heart of all of our success. The fact that we look after the children here really, really well, and we all look after each other, and that's really important to me as well. So I hope all of you have a fantastic summer. Go home and spend some time with your families. I know how draining getting here all the time is. Enjoy that time, make the most of it, and I look forward to seeing you all in September.